As Fu sat in his control room, he contemplated more experiments he would like to try. What about this? He said as he waved his finger around, grabbing Naruto and writing a little bit in the big book of fate to allow a unique interaction that had never happened before. And what is this experiment for? Madara asked. Are you simply curious again? Or are you planning to recruit a new member to our cause? No, by no means would I be inviting the likes of Frieza to join us. I can't trust him as far as I can throw him. And I can actually throw him quite far. However, I would like to get a few more tests on battle power, so I decided to set up a little versus battle with him and someone else. It should give us a better glimpse at what we might be facing when the new time war begins, Fu said. He looked up at Madara from his seat. You should look at this as well, as it's possible that you may fight both of these at some point in time. Madara thought about it. I've already faced that Uzumaki boy in battle. I doubt he'll offer me anything new. But what about Frieza, the universal conqueror? His whole schtick is Emperor Palpatine-ing all over the place. I bet you've never seen him fight before. Fu looked back toward the screen. Pull up a seat, brotato. Sit down and activate that Sharingan. I want you to pay attention. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed, so if you're a fan of the video, please like and double check if you are subscribed. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Naruto sat in his office. It was another day of boring paperwork. Being the Hokage was a lot more time-consuming than he believed it would be. He never realized how much paper played a part in his job. Back when he was a shinobi under the 5th Hokage, he knew he'd be using paper, but generally that paper either went boom or helped him summon things like big toads. These days, these pieces of paper required him to have a calculator or some law book on hand. It was insanely hard, and right now his body craved to be free of the monotony. He wished to exercise. He wished to just go out on the town and jump from rooftop to rooftop. Maybe go home and see what his family was up to. Maybe it's about time for a vacation, Naruto thought. Suddenly, the door was knocked upon. I'm gonna take that as a sign that a vacation's off the table, Naruto said. He turned around. Come in. It was Shikamaru. Shikamaru, what do you need? We have a bit of a situation. What do you mean? Naruto asked. Shikamaru went to explain and then stopped short. Maybe it's best if I just show you. He waved someone in. Suddenly, a man walked in. Or at least Naruto assumed he was a man. He had green skin, antennae, and his anatomy only looked human in the sense of a silhouette. He was dressed rather sparsely, wearing only pants, shoes, and an open vest that exposed the strange muscles of his abdomen that seemed to protrude out of his snail-like skin. Naruto stood in shock. Who is this? What is he? He asked, fearing he too was Otsutsuki. My name is Elder Mori. I beg forgiveness for the intrusion, but I come here seeking help in our hour of need. Naruto then spoke. What do you need, Mori? Naruto asked. We heard that your village is home to ninja mercenaries. We need help from mercenaries immediately. Our home world is under attack, and we have no hope at stopping it alone. We don't have much in the way of money, but whatever we have that's of value, we will be happy to offer it to you. Naruto walked over and put his hand on the man's shoulder. It's okay, Mori. We'll work out payment later. For now, show me what you're up against. Should I call Sasuke? Shikamaru asked. Naruto shook his head. No, I think I have this. Besides, my body's been aching for some exercise. Naruto followed Mori, who led him through a portal. Naruto entered. On the other side of the portal, Naruto was surprised with what he saw. There were massive trees, not too unlike palm trees, but instead of possessing large branches at the end, they were covered in tiny leaves, making them look like the top was covered by a pom-pom or something. The grass was blue, the water was green, and so was the sky. Speaking of the sky, it had 3 visible suns at all times, ensuring that nighttime was an impossibility. My people have already begun fighting against the main forces, but the true threat is the Emperor himself, Frieza. His power level is so impressive that none of our warriors could dare stand against him. Even if we all threw an army at him, he would simply swipe us away, as if it were nothing. Naruto thought back to the 4th Shinobi World War. He had faced many a shinobi who could do the same. 2 such cases were Obito and Madara Uchiha, especially when they were in their 10 Tails Jinchuriki forms. Point me to him, and I'll see if I can stop him. Mori agreed and led them to Frieza. There he is, he said. Naruto looked to see a man sitting in a hover chair. He appeared to be 9 inches shorter than Naruto, but there was an air about him that, even if he were smaller compared to other warriors, he was no slouch. There was a certain pressure that came off him, but Naruto had pressure as well to exude. And so he approached him. "I take it that you're Frieza?" Naruto asked. The Universal Emperor looked over at Naruto for a moment in surprise before speaking. "Odd. I assumed only Namekians lived on this world." "I'm not from this world, I'm from another. These fine people hired me to protect them from you," he said. Frieza smiled. "Oh, that's too bad. They lured you here to your death. I've come to give you a chance to leave peacefully. If you do, no harm will come to you." Frieza looked behind Naruto at Elder Mori. "This is what I think about your proposition." He raised a finger and launched a ki blast, killing Mori on the spot. Naruto looked back at Mori's body in shock. "You monster!" Frieza got out of his hover chair. "Oh well, I was hoping to get a little exercise in." He stretched just a bit before speaking. "Allo vivial." "What?" Naruto asked. Frieza snickered and spoke. "It means let's get down to business." From there, Frieza launched into Naruto, striking him in the chest. Naruto let out a cough and a gasp as he was pushed back, the air knocked from his lungs. He rolled on the ground a ways before managing to get to his feet. "Wow, this guy's impressive," he said. Popping his neck, he got back into it. "Be careful with this guy, Naruto," Kurama said. "There's something unnatural about him. I don't sense any chakra. Whatever he's using is very different from the abilities we have, and we cannot be sure what his true strength is." "Understood," Naruto said. "Whether he's shinobi, Otsutsuki, using chakra, or anything else, we've got this, Kurama." Frieza, on the other hand, hearing this, grew confused. "Oh, have you already gone insane from fear?" he asked. "Then perhaps I'll get this over with now." He lunged at Naruto. Naruto raised his hand and caught Frieza's fist. Frieza was startled at first, his face showing this, but suddenly it melted into a smile. "You know, it's kind of strange to find someone with enough power to stop my hand from ending them. The only person who has ever done this to me is my own father. But this will be nothing for me." Frieza then spun in a circle, stepping into Naruto's blind spot and putting an elbow to his jaw before kicking him away. Naruto rolled and caught himself. "Not so bad," Naruto said as he stood, rubbing his jaw. "What?" Frieza questioned. Naruto looked up. "Oh, sorry, I was just talking to myself again. I simply said your punch wasn't so bad. You should be proud. You almost made me dizzy for a second." Frieza's brow furrowed. "If you like to be dizzy, then by all means. Come a bit closer, and I'll make the whole world spin." Naruto popped his knuckles. "Nah, I think I'd rather make your whole world spin." Naruto rushed toward Frieza. For the first time, he was ready to go on the attack. He struck out, punching Frieza and knocking him back a bit. Frieza stood and tried to swipe Naruto's legs, but Naruto dodged. Naruto attempted to kick Frieza, but Frieza caught Naruto's leg and cut him a flip. When Frieza came in with another strike, Naruto blocked it, and followed it up with a jab to the face before a knee to the stomach, followed by a left hook to the side of the head. Frieza stepped back a bit. Naruto suddenly entered his version 1 cloak to come at Frieza. His attacks began to land a lot more now, and Frieza was having a lot harder of a time recovering from that. With a punch to the face, Frieza was pushed back. He hit the ground and stopped. Looking down, he felt something. Rubbing his lip, he found that Naruto had drawn blood. "Oh, I see. You're the first in quite some time to make me bleed," Frieza said. Naruto smiled, his red chakra still bubbling around him. "You could always turn around and leave," he said. Frieza nodded. "Indeed, I could. Or I could allow you the privilege of seeing my second form." "Second form?" Naruto asked. Frieza smirked. "Ah yes, you don't know, do you? This here. This is my first form. And this..." Frieza began to strain as his body suddenly and quickly began to change, violently shifting from one form to another. In the span of about a minute, he had gone from the size of about 5'2" to at least 7 feet tall. With his voice having deepened a bit, he spoke. "This is my second form. In this form, my power level has roughly doubled. I am now at a power level of 1 million. Naruto saw this massive, monstrous form. He lowered into a fighting stance. "That's fine. I can take you," he said. "I wouldn't say that," Frieza said as he blitzed Naruto. His size and weight kicked up dust behind him, leaving indentations in the ground. Frieza put his fist into Naruto's stomach, sending Naruto sprawling. Naruto attempted to stand, but Frieza put his foot on Naruto's back. He pressed down, attempting to crush Naruto. Naruto cried out and strained, his face turning bright red. Frieza then kicked Naruto up into the air before grabbing him by his foot and spinning him around, letting go and throwing him into a nearby rock face. Naruto said. I think we underestimated this guy a little, Kurama. No, you underestimated this guy. You need a power boost. Enter version 2. It's been a long time since I used version 2, Kurama. Last time, it left me at death's door. Because I let it, Naruto. I used to try and punish you for misusing my power. I wanted you weak because it would make you easy to escape. But things have long since changed. I promise that it won't hurt you this time. Naruto smiled. Well, if you're sure about it. Kurama then began to funnel chakra into Naruto. This would allow Naruto to enter his version 2 form. Pulling himself from the wall, he would rush toward Frieza and begin to attack him. As he did so, he smashed into Frieza with a fist, knocking the massive Hulk back a bit. He stopped for just a second before retaliating, attempting to strike Naruto, but Naruto simply dodged out of the way. He's gotten faster, Frieza thought as he continued to strike. As he punched and kicked and struck down at him, Naruto rolled out of the way and began clawing at Frieza, creating tears and rifts in his bio-armor. The strength of Naruto had increased, as had his speed, and now this lumbering form was too slow to deal with him. He needed to buy himself some time. He waited for Naruto to lunge at him again. When he did, he caught Naruto and threw him, sending him flying. As Naruto hit the ground, he began attempting to rush at Frieza again. Frieza, however, strained as he attained his third form, a stronger and sleeker form. In this form, his head was elongated, and he was more aerodynamically shaped. This should be enough to keep up with you, he said. In that moment, he began to speed blitz Naruto. Naruto could hardly see Frieza anymore, being struck by him so powerfully that Naruto could hardly do a thing about it. Kurama would pour in just a bit more chakra, giving Naruto a bit more of a power boost, new tails, and even allowing the skeletal system of the Nine Tails to appear on the outside of his body. With this, the battle was a tad bit more fair, but even still, Frieza was faster. Despite Frieza now being able to be seen by Naruto, he couldn't react to him, and he knew he needed something more. Kurama, we need to go up a level, or we're toast. Agreed, Kurama said. He would then increase Naruto's strength until his body took on a beautiful golden glow. Frieza stood there in awe. It was a beautiful form, and very much within his taste. That form is magnificent, Frieza said. However, don't you feel it's a bit gauche? Or is it a testament to your belief that you stand atop the pecking order? Whatever you want to call it, Naruto said. Frieza smiled. Fine then. Let me take you to my final form, so you may test the limits of this new transformation. Frieza once more strained. Finally, as he finished, he stood there, his size returning to about what it was in his first form, but now his body was completely smooth, lacking any definition of horns or spikes. Completely white from head to toe. The only color separating each were the purple gems in his head, chest, and limbs, as well as the red pupils in his eyes. He smiled with a sense of superiority. Come now, test your new form on my power. Naruto took it as a challenge. As he rushed in, using his Kurama Chakra mode, Frieza was there to catch each of his attacks. You simply fail to understand. My final form is leagues above all my other forms put together. My third form was probably about a power level of 2 or 3 million. You'll have to forgive me. I never measured it as I rarely care to use it, but this form stands well past it. For your information, the very power I'm using against you now is but 10% of my true power, and you can't even scratch me, Frieza said with a bit of a chuckle. Naruto's fists clashed against Frieza's knees and feet as he attacked. Frieza currently had his arms folded, showing how little of a hard time he was having. Naruto then spoke. We need to go deeper, Kurama. If this is his final form, we need to pull out all the stops. Suddenly, Naruto added 6-path Senjutsu to the form, entering 6-path Sage mode. With that added in, his strength and speed multiplied greatly. Frieza was pushed back and surprised by this. Raising his own battle power, Frieza began to take Naruto seriously. As he clashed against him, he spoke. I offer you my deepest respects, warrior. For you to see this form and survive this long has been something I've not expected, but for 2 people. Tell me what your name is. It's Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, he said. Well, Naruto Uzumaki, I have a proposition for you. It would be a waste to destroy someone of your caliber. Why don't you join me? I will make you my second in command and will offer you 10% of my empire. In exchange, you will answer my every beck and call in matters of war. No thanks, I don't work for egotistical genocidal maniacs. Frieza's smile disappeared. Then go to your grave. Once I conquer this star system, I will name it in remembrance of the foolish warrior who threw away everything for nothing. The two pushed each other further, their battle taking to the air. From here, fists and feet moved at astonishing speed in an attempt to gain purchase, but neither could. It was then that, as they both tried to catch their breath, Frieza, in his anger, cast off all caution. Fine then, I will use 100% of my full power. He then began to strain. As he did so, his body began to bulge. This power-stressed form was all it took for Frieza to feel the thrill of his mortality. He had never before been so excited. He had normally been afraid to use this power for fear he might kill himself, but he was pleased to know that his body was coping well. And better still, he had the power now required to kill this one. Frieza launched back into battle, and this time he had all the power he needed to destroy Naruto. Pushing Naruto back, he hit the ground hard. As he bled from the force of his strikes, he spoke. Sorry, Kurama, but it looks like I'm about to clock out. This guy's too much for me. We've reached our limit. Not exactly, Naruto. What do you mean? Naruto asked. There is one more transformation, but you need to know what it will do. Naruto seemed concerned, but he spoke anyway. I'm listening. Frieza drew closer to Naruto, descending from the skies above. You fought well, but even the most elite warriors in the universe are nothing compared to the true power that is Lord Frieza. Naruto then rose to his feet and looked at Frieza. We're not done yet. What more could you possibly have in reserve? Frieza asked. Suddenly, Naruto entered Baryon mode. What? What form is this? Frieza asked with a bit of fear in his voice. This is Baryon mode. It's the result of our combined strength, mine and Kurama's. Impossible, Frieza stated. Forming two death saucers, he attempted to cut Naruto to ribbons, but Naruto dodged these attacks like they were nothing. Rushing in, he continued to strike out at Frieza, his fists landing and dealing massive damage. As Frieza was pushed back, he summoned the saucers back to finish Naruto, but Naruto destroyed them both with a single attack. Frieza charged up a ki blast, enough to detonate a star. Naruto, however, began to form a Rasengan of massive proportions. Together, their attacks clashed, but in the end, Naruto's Rasengan proved victorious and ate up Frieza, reducing him to ash. With the battle over, Frieza's forces retreated from the planet. However, there was a great cost. That form was not one designed to be sustained for long, and as such, Kurama returned to nothing but pure energy, passing away. But this was not the end. As a reward, the Namekians allowed Naruto to make a wish on the Dragon Balls, and Naruto's first wish was that everyone killed by Frieza and his men would be brought back to life, including Elder Mori. Porunga granted this wish. Secondly, he wished that Kurama could come back to life, and return to being the tailed beast inside of him. Porunga granted this wish as well. Finally, Naruto just wished to go home, and this was also granted. Naruto, returning to the village, knew that he wasn't going to see any reimbursement from the Namekians, but that was okay. They needed help, and he helped them, and that was its own reward. Madara stood there, watching. Well, that was an interesting battle. It seems Naruto Uzumaki has far more up his sleeve than what I thought. Who could have imagined that the Nine Tails could surpass the Ten Tails' power? Even then, he's no match for current Frieza. Current Frieza, Madara asked. Yeah, current Frieza. You see, the Frieza that Naruto just fought was a Frieza from decades ago. Since then, he's become much stronger, capable of even rivaling the gods. Then why did you set Naruto up against the weaker version instead of the stronger? Madara asked. Because I wanted to see how they fight. I would have learned nothing if Baryon mode Naruto got swatted by current Frieza like a fly. Interesting. However, that does offer another question, Madara said. Oh, and what is that? Fu asked. While I may excel in skill, even I am not blind enough to know that I could, even on my best day, tussle with some of these greater warriors. I would be the one swatted, not the other way around. That I've already planned for, Fu said. He stood up and reached into a box. Do you know what this is? He asked. It appears to be a durian, Madara said. It is not, Fu said. You know how in your world there's a divine tree that sucks up all the life force from a planet and produces a fruit of enormous power, meant only to be eaten by the gods? Fu asked. Yes. Fu then continued. This fruit is of a similar vein. This is a fruit of might, only permissible to be devoured by those of divine status within the 12 universes, and I have scores of them. With these fruits, you will surpass everything you ever were, and become something so powerful that you could even defeat current Frieza in his golden form. He threw the fruit to Madara. So take a taste, bestest buddy. Madara took a bite. Fu smiled. So tell me, what does it taste like? Madara smiled. Like pure power. And I'm gonna call it there. I hope you enjoyed this little experimental what if. I wanted to do a battle that I thought would be worthy of Naruto and Frieza. I know that a lot of people say that Naruto could never defeat anyone beyond early Dragon Ball, as Naruto is shown only capable of destroying a moon, which was a feat we saw way back in the OG Dragon Ball era, but this isn't quite true. You see, before that feat ever happened, we saw Kaguya Otsutsuki, who had many a dimension she created. Now, a lot of people say that she never created those dimensions, as the data books that stated that she could had actually mistranslated it from Japanese. And this is true. However, it doesn't mean that she didn't or can't create those dimensions, as according to the anime and manga, when Kaguya created her greatest truth-seeking orb, Black Zetsu said that its detonation would be the birth of a new dimension, likely very similar to the one they were in. And the dimension they were in contained a planet and at least one sun. If I'm correct, one of the nighttime dimensions had stars, but I can't confirm that. So for now, Kaguya would scale above planetary and into the star to low solar level. And Toneri is said to be stronger than her, and Momoshiki is stronger than Toneri. And Naruto beat both of those guys. So it should stand to reason that Naruto could deal with star level threats in a plausible manner. Now, of course, Frieza would be on a higher level of star level than likely Kaguya, as his feat of blowing up Namek, at least in the anime, was visible on a galactic scale. But that being said, since there's some give or take with both 4th War Kaguya and Namek Frieza's scaling, I also decided to throw in the rule of cool, which allows for a little bit of leeway to be given to the scale just to make things interesting. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to let us know in the comments who you think would win between Naruto and Frieza, but I implore you to please be nice to each other. We're all fans here, and both sides of the argument are equally plausible. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when more videos like this drop. Until next time, peace out.